Good morning, Bridge Nation. I'm LaFane, and with me is Queen Jojo. We're back, Queen. We're back.
Morning, my people.
Yes, this is Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. We're sitting in the gap again for Mama Elise.
That's right.
Not back by popular demand, but because of circumstances. But Mama should be here. We're hoping that she'll be back on Thursday. She's well.
Yeah.
But we're sending love and light to her. I miss her. So, Mama,
very much. I miss you
please
so
come back.
much.
But we're here. The entire team misses you. But we're here sitting in the gap once again, Jojo. And
it's always a pleasure,
It is. And we invite you to untangle with us this morning, as usual. You know, a lot of things happening.
Yes.
We see so many things happening, but it's football season.
It's football season. The man them quiet. Big ups to Uno.
Women too.
Oh, wait,
women
we were
too.
just corrected. You can't just say football.
It's World Cup, yes.
World Cup time now.
I'm all for it. I love seeing the flags on the cars and all
I'm
that.
a wagonist. Whomever win, and then big up yourself.
Okay, well, I'm for Brazil, but I'm not a wagonist. I've been a fan of Brazil since I was a child, so I don't just know.
Neither here or there to be.
I know.
Big up to the team or win.
But it should be interesting. There was an upset this morning when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina.
Look
I don't
here,
think
there's a first to everything,
that.
You can't expect your team to always win,
and it's early in the game, so a lot of the teams are formidable. So
yeah, and people are gonna come out is stronger now. A man want for sure say, yo, I want to. We have some young youths on here who want for sure with skills and with talent to make people know that we can win the World Cup too. So I'm interested to see. It's always good when an underdog, win a game or two.
Definitely. So we see what's happening, and there's another match coming up at 11, I think.
Yes,
but we'll let you know more about that. But it's now time for the music, and we just want to remind you that you're tuned to the Bridge 99 FM 99.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, and our live stream www.thebridge99fm.com. And if you want to just share something with us that you want to untangle, you can WhatsApp us at 876-551-5782, or you can call us at 876-676-4996. So let's go to some music right now. Right now, we have our first guest online. She is Mrs. Janet Pullen. She's the project's marketing and training manager at the Jamaica Agricultural Society, and she's here to talk with us about the work of the JAS in keeping the farming sector sustainable and the Eat Jamaican Day event being held in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture on Friday, November 25. Good morning, Mrs. Pullen.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. First of all, tell us about the Jamaica Agricultural Society and its role in representing the farming communities island-wide.
Okay, so the Jamaica Agricultural Society is the oldest and longest organization in terms of years, because we actually started in 1895. And so we were even before independence, before Parliament. So the Jamaica Agricultural Society is really regarded as a farmers' parliament. So if you come to our office and you come to our boardroom, the first thing that they'll introduce us to is the farmers' parliament. That's the boardroom.
Oh, nice.
So we have been around for a very long time. And as I said before, we were before independence. Okay?
Nice.
So what you find happening is that, and we are the only institution right now that has the reach, and the only one that is close to us is Cabinet, because we are really in every nook and cranny in this country. Yes, over time, some of our branches and so on has gotten dormant and whatever, but we still have that level of reach that no one else, apart from Parliament, has.
Nice.
And we're a membership organization, and that is what I need to stress. We are not government. Technically, we're not government.
Right.
So one of the things that we'll always say to our members that although you register as a JS member, also register with government, because government has a responsibility to know every farmer that exists in this country. although we represent all farmers, like everybody else, from Christian Picnic First. So our membership is what is of most importance to us in the initial stage. So we all our members are represented. So we are the voice of our farmers, our membership. And remember that when we started, our country, our entire country was regarded as an agrarian society. And so almost everybody that was of note at the time were members of the Jamaica Agricultural Society. And out of that came a number of other organizations. Out of that came the Ministry of Agriculture. Out of that came RADA. Out of that came Jamaica 4-H. Out of that came up the Commodity Board and the Jamaica Livestock and Livestock Association. So we are the mother of the agriculture sector in Jamaica.
Fantastic. And farming is one of, if not the oldest profession or career, and over the years, how successful would you say that the initiatives of the JS, have been to protect the interests of farmers while also promoting economic development of the rural sector?
Excellent, because remember that irrespective of the changes over the years, everything started with us.
Right.
So the Ministry of Agriculture, who is now the extension arm, who is now the extension arm within the agriculture sector, came out of us because we were the ones who started the whole extension service. Banana board, coconut board, coffee board, all of these boards and commodity boards really came out of the work that the JS started. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, if you really wanted to go into politics in the initial stage, you had to go through the JS because that's where you were taught.
Wow.
All the ways in writing legislations and all the matter of writing reports and know when to set up resolutions and that sort of thing. So really, almost everything that deals with agriculture, legislation, resolutions, that sort of thing, really came out of the body of work that the JS have done over the years.
Okay, fantastic.
Miss Pullen, Julian here. So my question to you is, the organization is also very instrumental in farmers training across the parishes, geared at developing the farmers' expertise in farm management and best practices. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so as you know, I'm the project marketing and training manager. And so what we do, remember now, in the present agriculture sector, the RADA is the extension arm, and what we do with our members is to train our members, and then we pass them over to RADA, and for RADA to do the other level of training or whatever. We do comprehensive training. So, for example, we might have a one-day training, yes, but let's look at, say, we're doing poultry, and poultry management is one of our flagship training packages. Our training will last 5 days. We might not be able to do it 5 consecutive days because the farmer, you have to fit with understanding when the farmer needs to go to the farm, when the farmer needs to do his reaping, when the farmer needs to do so and so. If there's rain and you had planned your training, rain farmers want them rain period, you need to just fit within. So you work within and around the different challenges that might be there for the farmer. But we go out there and we do from A to Z, where a particular area that we are training. And we train in all areas. We do the whole matter of mechanics and what are the various methods and tools and the new approaches and so on. And not only that, we also link with other organizations to execute certain training. So, for example, we would work with Untengle Agro and their team. We'd work with an OB, St. Diego Farm, Caribbean Chemicals, any organization that is going to impact on the life of the farmer. We sit down and develop training packages that will work ideally with our farmers. But we also have to understand that we are also very, very cognizant that when you speak to the farmer, you have to speak the farmer's language.
Yes, definitely.
And so we are extremely pleased of that ability that we do have and put in the day
to connect with them. Yes.
To see that the farmers' languages, and so that they'll understand at the end of the day when you disseminate the information. Because a lot of people are out there training, but the effectiveness of the dissemination is also key. And I want to say here that the farmer is no fool. A lot of people believe that you can to farmers and no. A farmer approach is different. The farmer might simply say to you, I can't spend the entire day talking about this. Give me the bottom line. So,
dollars and cents.
Exactly. Does that make sense for me and my family?
Yes.
So you have to know the group that you're working with. When you're dealing with women are different. When you're dealing with men, they're also different.
Right.
So we have over the years created that level of expertise to be able to address the different scenarios within the agriculture sector. So we do, and we look for, and we try to take the latest technologies, the latest approaches. We talk about finance and financial inclusion. So we link with financial institutions and see how best we can garner support for the farmer. Because that is paramount, garnering the support for our members.
Very interesting.
That's really good.
Yeah, and as she mentioned that the Jamaica Agricultural Society is a matriarch of the agricultural sector in Jamaica, and ensuring that the farmers are provided for and that, you know, they get access to whatever services they need and that exactly.
So that is one of the things, and I say too, that one of our main objectives, especially in today's climate, is advocacy.
Right.
Being able to go out there and negotiate, speak to our ministers, speak to all the persons that are critical to the smooth operation of the agriculture sector.
Right.
And remember that the farmer is, although very important, it's just one aspect of the sector. So you have to be able to address all the different the entire gamut of the sector.
Right.
Ms. Pullen, Jodian here again. I just wanted to find out from you, first of all, you guys are doing an excellent job.
Definitely.
I commend you for advocating
to all our farmers across
for the farmers,
Jamaica.
Yes. But do you believe we need more farmers at this time? Do you believe we have enough? Because based on what I'm seeing, and the food prices keep hiking up, and they're saying that there's not enough. I can't find any tomatoes. So I want to know, do we have enough farmers right now?
Oranges.
And oranges. I'm not seeing those. So
okay, let me tell you what one of the problems that we have been faced with, and that has been going on for years. People will get up and say, boy, there's a glut or there's a shortage. And the truth is that the agriculture sector, and that is one of the reasons why the Ministry of Agriculture has been working assiduously. We're looking at how we can expand the whole matter of protective farming, because predominantly we have been an outfield and open field farming society. Now, what that comes with is that when the climatic conditions changes, its impact on production. But the significant problem I see is that we are not, because we depend on rainfall. What you find happening is that the minute there is rain, everybody's going to try and plant a particular crop.
Right.
So the matter of zoning is paramount, and I think there has been some level of work trying to get our people to understand what is important to farm at what time and how to do it. It will take time. Why? A farmer over the years have developed the art and expertise in growing, let's say, tomato. And so it's in his area. We have done all the soil tests and everything, and we know that the tomato is not going to do very well at this time.
Right.
The farmer has to tell you that, listen, adapt me now to plant, you know. Tell me the business where you want them. And even if he is not getting the level of production, it's comfortable.
Right.
So we are on a crop right now for them to see.
To understand, right.
And to understand how important it is for us to really use science and technology and the practical practicality of
Right.
what we
The
want
practicality is very important.
to determine exactly what we plan. Unfortunately, we have been faced with a lot of rain over the last
Yes.
months.
Yes.
And so the food basket parishes has been hard hit. So tomatoes and sweet peppers and so on, we are going to find that there is a shortage at this time. But then there's other areas that we are having tomatoes and so. So it might not be in the abundance that we were expecting and expect to have usually at this time of the year going into Christmas. But it's work in progress, where the younger people are coming into the sector right now, is using technology, using science to
And you have a
drive.
lot of young farmers now as well.
Lot of young farmers, and the beauty of it is that these young people is able to show that farming pays because they're using the technology and the science.
Right.
And so
Incorporating all the elements.
Right. More people, young people, and it does not matter the sex now. We're talking about the gender.
The gender.
Everybody, male and female, is getting into the agriculture sector, but they are using the tool of technology and to drive the production.
Fantastic, because that is the future, so it has to be incorporated into everything that we do.
Right.
Exactly.
All right.
So we're gonna, Miss Pullen, we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back to talk about Eat Jamaican Day, because I know there's some festivities going on.
We're
So
excited.
on the other side of the break, we'll have some more details about that.
And before the break, we're speaking with Mrs. Janet Pullen. She's a projects, marketing, and training manager at the Jamaica Agricultural Society. Now, Mrs. Pullen, we want to segue the discussion a little bit. The JS is the organizer of DEMBI, this massive agriculture, industrial, and food show that takes place annually in Clarendon. Now, talk to us about why this kind of show is so important, and other shows that are held island-wide. Why is that so important to the agricultural sector in Jamaica?
Well, let me tell you, as you said, it's a premium show in the Caribbean and this hemisphere.
Right.
It shows not just what the farmer produces, but it also gives a person's the perspective as to what takes place in the sector.
Right.
So, for example, importers who import vehicles that is used by farmers, they get a chance to come and exhibit the type of vehicles that they have, and so it's a marketing tool for a number of people. Input suppliers, so for example, H&L, Caribbean Chemicals, all the major input suppliers also exhibit on the day. Major producers, so the Jamaica Broilers Group, the Caribbean Broilers Group, all of these people, small businesses, small entrepreneurs, they talk about the newest type of chemicals that is on the market. St. Jago Farm Supplies, all of these people, all of them plays an important role in coming to this show to showcase the best of what they have to offer. And that also happens within the parishes. So the parishes exhibit to say what goes on in their parishes, and so they take out the best of their crops. They compete for prizes and so on. And then we also have what we call the National Farm Queen Competition that's been going on for over 50 years. And some of our farm queens over the years, they have contributed so much, not just locally, but overseas too. And so that is the genesis, and there's also the section where you go and you see the best of our
Definitely.
I
always love to see the animals, the cows,
and the
display, the vegetables,
and the grown provisions. The best of the best is always shown there.
Man, you don't even want to eat then.
No, you just want to take the pictures of the display.
Are these really fruits and vegetables?
That's true.
Yes.
That is so true. And you also have the different companies like the Cardi and the USA and those people. They come to say what is happening.
Right.
What are the new varieties of a particular seed or whatever that is going on. And SIC, the Ministry of Agriculture, they tell you they will exhibit all that is going on under the umbrella of the Ministry of Agriculture. So all the agencies that falls under the ministry, you'll see them at Denby, all telling you and showcasing the best of what goes on in their organization.
Right, and talking about showcasing the best, we're gonna talk about Eat Jamaican Day now.
Yes.
This day was launched in 2003 under the patronage of then Governor General Sir Howard Cook, and that day, November 25, was officially proclaimed as Eat Jamaican Day. Talk to us about Eat Jamaican Day.
All right, Eat Jamaican Day was birthed out of a need. There was a problem, and the problem at the time was our large food importation bill. Now, the then chairman, Mr. Norman Grant, so there's a problem, and I'm trying to find a solution. And the solution was, it is time for us to sensitize our people to eat what we grow and grow
what we eat.
And in the same sense, to sensitize our young people to understand the importance of eating what we grow.
Very important.
So but the Eat Jamaica campaign had numerous components to it. That's not only one component. And I'll tell you that since then, this year is our 19th year. But let us look at some of the components. So yes, we're eating. And when you eat what we grow, you're supporting the
farmers, yes.
But it is more than that. You're supporting the farmer, the farm family, and the community. Because it is widely said, that when there is ackee, when it's ackee season, when the people go out and buy ackee, almost every community becomes alive. Why? There is an economic situation taking place. So the shops open. The kids go to school every day. The hairdresser open. The taxi driver is going to the town because money is flowing and it's moving within the community. So there is a lot. It impacts not only on the farmer, but the social and economic status of the entire community. And that's big, because when people recognize that, listen, it's okay for me to farm, I can make money out of it. What you find happening, is that migration cease because people say, I can stay home and earn.
Right.
And so the young people, you'll find, join up with their parents now and so on.
Hashtag
but
goals.
Let us look at another component of it, is that it created an eruption, almost like a volcano reaction in terms of creativity. Out of that, what we started to see is the branding of the Jamaican food.
Right.
And the name, our food now has created what I call a gastronomical journey.
Yes, love that.
That's nowhere else we can compete with anybody, right? And so that came out of Eating Jamaican. So the person, our young people at the time, might never did like dashing as a
True.
but when we started the process now,
yes,
and we started to do the value added, so we turned dashing into dashing chips, and we turned into fries, dashing fries.
That's right.
Yeah, I've seen dashing chips, breadfruit chips, and all these things.
That came out of that, that evolution, that evolution of creativity. I was on another stage and I was talking to them about the whole matter of breadfruit.
Yes.
People don't throw breadfruit no more.
No, yes, you're so correct, Miss Pullen, because I saw a video of a young Mrs. Pullen. I saw a video of a young man using the right breadfruit to make cheesecake. Yeah. Something like cheesecake, and I was like, "What?"
I've and breadfruit ice cream,
breadfruit ice cream punch. So yeah,
and that came out of the fact that the creativity, the eruption of creativity with our people. It also resulted in us understanding the importance of standard now, because it's not just a matter of just making cheesecake now, but how can I monetize this cheesecake?
Right. Yes.
Now, if I'm going to monetize the cheesecake, the whole matter of entrepreneurship steps
Comes
up.
in, yes.
Because you're going to have no standards that will guarantee that when I put this amount here and that amount there, this end product is guaranteed.
Right.
So people become more conscious of not just eating now, but wholesome.
Yes.
Wholesome food that is going to impact on us, impact on our health, we're getting more health conscious and so on. So the Eat Jamaican campaign has numerous components to it, and we are very proud of it. Now, let's go to that one.
Right. So we want to talk about this year's staging. So this is the 19th staging of Eat Jamaican Day. What can we expect this year?
So I get very emotional and I get excited that I
Of course.
speak about.
That's fine.
So this year, the minister, he launched at the end of this year the Grow Smart, Eat Smart.
Right.
So remember now that irrespective of the fact that we're eating smart and going smart, we have to eat Jamaican. It's still Jamaica. So we have embraced the campaign. And so we use the Eat Jamaican campaign to encapsulate the minister's campaign, all of us campaign. And so this year, although it's Eat Jamaican Day, it is branded Grow Smart, Eat Smart, Let's Eat Jamaica.
Love that.
Now, when you come, the day is going to be divided into segments. So we're starting off. You cannot eat Jamaican and you don't have a farmer's market.
Not at all.
So we're going to have a farmer's market, and we're asking you to just come out and support our farmers and communities. So we have a farmer's market, but along with that also we have what we call a truck stop. And the truck stop is to allow our producers who might need, for example, refrigerated facilities, and we would not be able to provide that on the ground like that. So the refrigerated trucks will come in, the farmers will come in. I can tell you that National Continental Bakery will be there. They'll be there. It's a Jamaican company. And they will be coming in and so on. So we have a vibrant Kaiju from Clarendon will be there. A fantastic truck stop situation. So the patrons can come and go and get their pastries and the milk and the bambies.
All
and
things Jamaican.
All things Jamaican. Then we go into the small business area. So if you want your oils and your products and so on, and a lot of them are agricultural based.
Definitely.
So we'll be there. We'll have it's Christmas. It's 1 month before Christmas. So people will come out with their cushions and so on. All Jamaican, built right here by Jamaicans. Sometimes they are wives of farmers, and they'll be there. You'll have all your input suppliers will be there. So Untengle, Caribbean Chemicals, TZ is Grant. You'll have various agencies. So Banana Board, Coconut Board, DACRA, NIC, RADA, 4-H, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, a whole host. And then we'll have a food court. And the food court will have fantastic individuals there selling good Jamaican food. But as so I say to you, there is also this pull. We're having a cook-off called Out of Many One. Cook-off.
That sounds interesting.
That sounds fun.
We're going to get some of our celebrities.
Nice. I want to go out and see
our
that.
influencers, so like the Intel and so on. I'm not going to tell you all of
Yes,
them.
don't let it too much. They have to come
forward.
Yes, let them come and see.
Yes.
Come and see. And then we have our old farmers mentor band and so on. That will be going through the day. And so on. So it's going to be a day, and guess what? We're not charging nobody no
Free.
Get out of here, but it free.
Oh, no, man.
What?
Come on in, just walk with a purse and support our people that are there.
I shall be there.
That's right.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Yes.
And all your listeners who can come, please do come and support us.
And remind us the date, the time, and where.
It's going to be at Devon House. Everybody knows Devon House.
That's right.
We open at 8 o'clock and we close at 7. The farmers will be there from earlier to ensure that everything is up and running, so that when the gate opens and our patients come in, they will just enjoy. Come and spend the entire day. We even have rest areas for you. So if you come and you feel a little tired, there'll be upstairs and beautiful areas
on a Friday afternoon.
And it's a Friday afternoon. And it's going to be cool. I can guarantee you. No rain. We pray for that. No rain.
All right, meteorologist, Mrs.
and everything.
Wonderful, fantastic. It's a good look. It's fun. Good, yes, good for our farmers, good for our culture. It's important to highlight entities like the Jamaica Agricultural Society and what they're doing for the agricultural sector, because it's not something that should be taken for granted, because we have to eat, if we don't have enough farmers planting, that's a problem,
Yes.
And that's something that we really appreciate in Jamaica, that you can just, it's so accessible to get fruits and vegetables. It overseas people always complain that, boy, I miss so I would eat some yam now, some ackee and rice and peas and all of that. So thank you so much, Mrs. Pullen. It was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing with us on Untengle and for letting our viewers know, our listeners, about the Eat Jamaican Day event that's taking place this Friday, November 25 at the Devon House.
Yes, it starts as early as 8 people. I will be out.
That's right.
Don't worry yourself. I'll be over there, Mrs. Pullen.
Yes, I'll be bringing my empty stomach and my purse.
That's
and
right.
Yes.
We're showing up. Don't worry yourself.
All right. So.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was Mrs. Janet Pullen, Projects Marketing and Training Manager at the Jamaica Agricultural Society. And, I didn't know that this organization was formed even before Jamaica became independent. That's very interesting.
So it is vital, so it makes sense.
Yes, so let's support our farmers. Let's grow, eat Jamaican, buy Jamaican, because we are what we eat. So we go to some more music on the bridge, 99 FM. And we have with us MediSun. He is a Grammy-winning songwriter and reggae musician, bringing healing sounds to the world through word, rhythm, and melody. Welcome, MediSun.
Greetings, give thanks.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have
really
you here.
Met a Grammy
winning,
Grammy-winning songwriter.
So congrats on that. Before we get even further, MediSun. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, the name.
Well,
the name.
I have a theory. I have a theory that about 90% of our issues as a people could be solved if we tackle 2 issues. One of them being, especially as melanated people, that many of us are vitamin D deficient and we're not properly balanced in terms of our nutrition, and these things affect our sleep cycles, they affect our digestion, our reproductive cycles, and our emotional states. So a lot of the violence and a lot of things we see happening is because we are not properly feeding ourselves the things we need to be in full balance. So that's a part one. So that's the sun part. The medi part now is that we have to deal with the inner being from the inside to the outside and really deal with our consciousness and our knowledge of self as a people. Our ancestors had a saying, to know thyself, for the kingdom of heaven is within, and he who knows himself shall find it. So these are the 2 things. Once we really deal with our inner self and then really deal with our vessel the right way, that will be the healing of the nation, and most of these other issues will solve themselves. But right now, we're out of our right mind.
Out of sync. I agree with you 100%. So you decided that you're going to name yourself MediSun because you realize that there is a problem and you feel you are able to solve this problem through your music.
Well, I'm a part of it. To me, reggae music itself is therapy. You know what I mean? To me personally, and I dealt with some health issues in my early life, and reggae music saved my life.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, when I was very young, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. So I had a neurological condition which I grew out of by the age of 13. But those early years were difficult for me.
I can imagine.
But there were certain voices, that just gave me that inspiration, from Bob to Garnet Silk to Berries to all these different people that just had this soothing effect. And then there was like the Boujous and the Rastafari music, Sizzla Kalonji, and the ones who really show us who we are as a people, descendants of Africa. And that just gave me a pride in myself despite what I was going through. And all I want to do with my music is pay that forward.
Yes. That sounds really good.
You spoke about your experience with epilepsy growing up, but you were born and raised in Los Angeles, but you have Afro-Caribbean roots. Talk to us a bit about your ancestry.
All right, so actually I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, on the east side, but I work out of LA as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, my mother's from Clarendon, Jamaica. You know, it's up the whole Gungo region. Anybody listening from Gungo region?
Big up Gungo region. Big up on the lads.
Called Gungo region in Jamaica, but here we are.
Yeah, my father's from St. John's, Montserrat, and he was a calypsonian and a recording artist himself. So I'm coming from a musical bloodline, more so on that side. But we just come from a really musical household. Both of my siblings work in music as well. So we just continue bringing the tradition forward.
Nice. So when did you, because you know, many a times when I speak to artists and so on, and they say, listen, I grew up in a musical home, and you know, when did you realize that, all right, so I grew up I've been exposed to music, I'm seeing all of this, I might have a little interest. At what point you say, I have interest, or maybe I have some talent? What point you realize you might have a little talent, you can write or you can sing? Talk to me about that.
That is a very good question, Queen Georgia. So, like, it's an inborn thing, literally. I don't even remember when I started singing. My mother tells me stories of times when we'd be driving in the vehicle before I can even remember, and I guess I would be singing back whatever she would be playing. I could sing it back from 3 and 4 years old. Then I've been on stage since early, maybe 5, 6, 7. Throughout school, I would be in different theater, plays, and different things. And I started recording as soon as I finished my schooling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Schooling is in high school?
High school, yeah.
Okay.
So music chose you.
Essentially, yeah.
Now, you are Grammy-winning songwriter, right? And from what I've seen, Barry Salmon, Kabaka Pyramid, Damien Marley.
Big up Kabaka on the recent Grammy
nomination. Yes, congrats
to
him. Chronics, talk to me about how you got involved and introduced to these artists to write for them.
Well, I mean, I've been recording, as I said, from my early time, from like the mid 2000s. So when that wave came around 2011, 2012, what they call the reggae revival, I was a part of that sort of circle and generation, although I was not in Jamaica at the time.
Yeah.
But we've all been aware of each other, you know, like myself, Kabaka, Chronics, Dre Island, whosoever, we're all kind of connected. And so when we actually started to link up and communicate, it was just natural as creatives, you know, we start create together, and some of us, you know, we have, especially myself and KP, we have a really strong creative kind of chemistry. Nice. So, nice. We've been working on a lot of things over the years, and Barry Snow is like my mentor. That's my mentor, that's my elder, so.
Up there.
Yeah.
Nice. Laugh.
Yeah, so before we go to the break, I want to ask you, you describe your music, your artistry as consciously cultivating reggae music with hints of soul and hip-hop. Talk to us about that.
I mean, growing up in Boston in the 90s, I mean, I grew up 15 minutes from like where Bobby Brown grew up, and you know, that whole New Jack Swing era, and that was like my early foundation. Brian McKnight is one of my singers, but then again, like I said, we grew up in a house where the only two artists, because it was a Christian household, only 2 secular artists were allowed. Michael Jackson and Bob Marley.
There you go.
Makes sense.
So,
makes sense.
Reggae, R&B.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
All right, so we're standing by for the break, but when we come back, we want to talk about your 3-part musical experience, featuring an acoustic and instrumental version entitled Synchronicity. And I saw the visual for that, and it was very interesting, might I add. And we want to talk, because you're a reggae artist, but you also fuse, as you mentioned earlier, R&B, hip hop. But this song or this project has like the importance of numbers and all of that. So we want to talk a bit about that.
A deep dive.
Yeah, when we come back from the break. So we're talking with MediSun, and you're tuned to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. More after the break. Yes, that's the sound of Synchronicity by MediSun. You're tuned to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. I'm LaFane, and with me is Queen Jojo, and we have MediSun in studio with us. We're talking earlier. Yes, it's a nice vibe. You can hear
I love the visuals. Yes. Need some explanation behind it. So
big up my brethren Alex Fort. We actually experimented on this. It's actually using some technology we'd never used before with this new wave of artificially intelligence generated art.
Oh.
And it's morphing from one image to the next. So all you have to do is put in certain keywords and you can bring forward any vision that you have. So as you can hear, the song is about synchronicities, numbers, and the spiritual aspect of how things align and come into being.
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as coincidence. We might be ignorant of the cause of certain things that we see. Right. But everything is about cause and effect. And
I want for persons who don't believe, I would think that it's kind of crazy. People always come up with these numbers and 11 and all these things.
777.
99. 99 or we're not going to call it that number. We're not sure.
9 a big number. We got the 9 then.
We're going to do the half one. 3. But what would you say to them, seeing that you believe in it so much? Sometimes I'm obviously... I have my moments, if I'm honest, because I would say that I'm a Christian. Yes, I'm a Christian. So, my belief. But then there are moments when I look at certain things, I may say, so that it kind of makes sense. So what is your take on person who think that all of that you're trying to share really don't make any sense, or it's not true, or it not have no
it's not
position?
It's not a belief, it's a knowing. It's a knowledge and it's an awareness, because if you pay attention, because even within the Christian tradition, you have sign and wonder. You have things that would happen that would indicate whether it's a warning not to do something, or it's an affirmation to say, yes, this is the right way to go.
I agree.
And those signs are always around us, but if you're not aware, if you're not present, you can miss them.
True.
So even in the relationships and the connections that you choose to nurture around you, or any endeavor that you choose to undertake, it's very wise to pay attention to the symbols that surround it.
Do you think it kind of goes against, because you
as
identify as a Rasta?
Well, remember says Selassie literally translates to the power of the Trinity. So then we're dealing with threes, and 3 is the beginning of life, because you have polarity, masculine, feminine combined to create life. You have neutrons, protons, electrons on the molecular level. So 3 is something that has to do with creation. And so it's literally, it's not a belief. It's science, it's fact. And it just depends on to what extent you want to pay attention or use that as your compass in how you navigate. But I personally, I trust that more than I trust GPS.
That's right.
But so you said Synchronicity was released officially
on 11/11.
Yeah, so
11/11/22.
That was
nice.
Was there any reason behind releasing it on that particular day?
Well, 11 when you see 111 or you see 11, that is a particularly auspicious sign in terms of just go ahead, and it signals both endings and new beginnings. So it's a very, very positive number when it comes to creation.
How's the reception been so far to it?
It's been amazing. It's been excellent, and there's like a community that's popped up around this topic, because like you said, there are a lot of people that do subscribe to that way of thinking.
Right. Yes.
So a lot of ones have come forward
Different
and
opinions.
No, you have been writing. I know you just really... Is this a part of a bigger project? Is it a part of a bigger project, or...
I mean, it's a single, as you said. It's a 3-part experience.
So
you have Synchronicity, you have the Sync Acoustic, which is the acoustic version that was played by, I believe the brother's name is Damani. I think he plays with Gang.
With Junior
Gang.
Nice.
Amazing talent. And then we have the version that's produced by my brother out in LA. His name is Bonks, and he's out of St. Kitts and Nevis, his family. And then we have Coastal Kings here who provided the drum. So it's from LA to JA kind of collab.
So should we expect more of this? Should we?
Most
is
definitely.
This going to be? That's what I wanted to know. If it's going to be a part of a bigger project, like probably an album, an EP.
We have several EPs on the way, but there is an EP being created specifically around
For
this sound.
Okay.
Synchronicity.
And then, we have
Nice.
some other works on the way as well.
All right.
How important do you think it is to bridge that gap? Because, you know, the reggae genre is by itself. It stands alone. But now you're fusing that with R&B and hip hop and all of that. So do you fear that persons may say, okay, you're straying away from the authenticity of the genre?
Well, I mean, again, look at who my mentor is. So are we going to say Barry Salmon is not reggae because him say one step ahead? Or are we going to say Maxi Priest is not reggae or some of the ones, you know, the forerunners? So I just see it as being a part of a wider tradition,
Right.
and making it so that the music can actually expand into different realms. So
Yeah. So what's next for MediSun after Synchronicity?
well, we have quite a few things lined up. We have some live performance experiences here in Jamaica. I'll actually be playing at Kaya Herb House on Friday, doing a small acoustic set, and we have some other shows I'll be announcing shortly. But yeah, a lot more music to forward, and there are a lot of singles out at the moment. Just released a recent video, collab with some of my brothers, Runkos and Royal Blue, Selassie Calling,
Big up
Green Lion.
Royal Blue.
Yeah, and more music.
Yeah. And why is it so important for you that your music heals? You know, you spoke earlier about the deficiencies as Black people with vitamin D and connecting with the soul and all of that. Why is it so important for you that your music is a healing force?
I mean, when you look at, because when you're dealing with sound, you're dealing with the means of bringing something from the unseen into the scene. You're literally manipulating the unseen realm of people's thoughts and their emotions. So we have music that's being created that can really lower people's vibration and bring them into some very dark places. And my intention is to, you know, be a counterpoint. And, you know, but there's time and space for all things. But my specific mission is to be that brighter source of energy for those who are seeking that.
Yes.
I like that. So where do we find you? Where do we find your music, and where do we find you to be a part of your community?
Well, on all platforms at MediSun Music, not medicine. MEDISUN Music. IG. MediSun Music Online is my website, and you can find all my socials there.
Yeah. You're a Grammy-winning songwriter, so we want to talk to you a little bit about your thoughts on the current Grammy nominees for Best Reggae Album.
I think it's a really strong showing.
I think so too.
And it's a really strong showing from the younger generation as well. So I'm really excited. I'm really proud of, you know, my brothers for putting in the work and reaching that point. And yeah, I hope to join them sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Consistent. I love your music. I love that. I love the visual. I'm always for the out the box kind of thing. I'm used to the regular reggae kind of. I want to see what's going on in that mind, the uniqueness, because yes, reggae is authentic, but there's so much more that can be done to it, and I don't want, because you have Jamaican descendants or you're Caribbean, you feel like you have to be stuck in a box. I really love when people play with music.
The fusion.
Yes, I love that. So I look forward to hear what else you have. Well, big up yourself.
I'll give thanks. I want to add on to the statement I just made as well. I want to big up my brothers and big up my sisters as well, because I also want to give heights to the divine feminine. If you watch the Synchronicity visual, you see there's a lot of love for the feminine and Black woman, Black beauty in particular.
Right. Yeah. So I was listening, I was like, is this a love song? I thought, I'm going to listen to it fully because I'm not too sure, and then I'm going to say, we are singing about, are we not singing out? But it's healing, and if there is healing, then women, feminine power is involved, of course. So I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen some more before me even say anything more about it. But it's a vibe, I like it, and I look forward to hearing more projects from you.
Yes, I give thanks. It's been a joy and a pleasure.
Thank you, MediSun. Yeah, calm. He has that calm presence about him.
Emphasize the sun, because she don't want to mash up the name. Medicine, but either way though, it's medicine. It's medicine, but it's MediSun when you're calling his name.
Right,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
Love the vibe. We go now to a break as we bring the curtains down on Untengle. We were talking with MediSun on the bridge, 99 FM. It was an absolute pleasure, sitting in
the vibe with you.
Sitting in for Mama Elise, and we had a lovely show. We had a lovely discussion earlier with Mrs. Janet Pullen.
Yes.
She
looking forward to the Jamaican.
Yes,
to Eat Jamaican.
Eat Jamaican Day, yes.
Which is this Friday, November 25th.
At Devon House. And it's free to the public. So, you know, come out even if you're not on the money, just go look and see what go on. Yes, and Mama, we miss you. We want to see you back. We want to see. Mama Elise, Tristan
misses you.
I don't know his middle name, Palmer, says he misses you. So he asked me to send that message directly to, and we miss you too.
We miss you.
And it was a pleasure for us to sit in the gap for you and to untangle on the bridge, this afternoon. So.
And MediSun.
Yeah, MediSun
was very good too. So I look forward to hearing some more music from him.
Yeah, man.
See what he'll be up to, because if him already win Grammy, you know, in a few years' time, who knows?
More.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good look for artists. It's a good look for reggae and the future of the music. And
I'm all for positive music right now. So anything that would just be a whole vibe, I'm for it. Positive vibe. I'm all for it.
Yeah, so this is it. This is where we say goodbye to you.
It was an absolute pleasure, Lafayette. I just want to shout out Chanel. I think it's Bola.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. We're not gonna read that, but thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Wherever you are in the world, you know, we just want to send love and light to you, and whatever it is that's bogging you down, just take a load off. Just breathe. Just live each day as it comes. You know, one foot in front of the other. You don't have to figure out the rest of your life in one day.
Not today.
Just take it one step at a time. And just an update, nobody no score yet in the match. I'm here watching, but so Mexico and Poland, and we have France and France and Australia coming up at 2 p.m. So that should be interesting as well. Right. But thank you once again on behalf of the entire production team here at the Bridge 99 FM, to our technical operators, the directors, everyone. We say thank you. It was a pleasure, Queen Jojo.
It's always a pleasure.
I'm Lafine saying stick and stay for the Jamaicans for Justice.
That's right.
That comes up next.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Take care.
Bye.
Be blessed.
Take care. Love you know.